Hello friends, myself Dharmajit Patnaik, Assistant Professor of Bengal School of Technology in the Department of Pharmaceutics, Hooghly, welcomes you to our channel Edu Knowledge Hub. Today I am here with a new topic, that is quality by design, or that is called as QBD. So what is quality by design? So everybody we know that quality means the product which is suitable for the customer with the best properties, with the best features. Quality by design is telling that while you are going to prepare a product, we should plan in a proper manner with a proper sequence, by with a control manner, by which the parameters of the methods or the process will be designed in such a way that the quality will be inbuilt to the product and which will reflect at the end of the final product. So here what we will say, we'll see one by one about the quality by design. So first is, what is quality? Quality means customer satisfaction and product features. As already I told that the product which is suitable for the customer, or the product which will be acceptable by the customer, that is called as the good quality. Along with that, the product which meet the good product features like fitness, which will be suitable for the customer, that is called as the quality. That is about the normal phenomena of the quality. Now coming to the pharmaceutical quality. So quality means, or it indicates that the product, it should be free from contamination, or it should be having a reproducible delivery, and it should give the good therapeutic benefit. Because coming to this pharmaceutical product, the product which is giving a good pharmaceutical activity or pharmacological activity, or that is called as therapeutic benefit, that is only the best quality of the product and which will be acceptable by the customer due to its effective action. So the term includes that quality means it's about the identity, strength and purity, because we know that without the identity, strength and purity, quality is incomplete. Quality also, it deals with the in vitro and in vivo performance. In vitro and in vivo means the along with, according to the body condition, how the formulation or the product is effective, that is more important. So it is also effective, or the we have to check that the in vitro and in vivo performance, then only we can tell about the quality of the product. It reflects the drug substance as well as the drug product, both the things it is targeting. The quality means it should be drug substance as well as the drug product. So in overall, if you will see, or if you will tell about the quality, quality deals with all the parameters which are suitable or preferable for the customer for intended use. The product which will be easily acceptable by the customer due to its properties or due to its preferable features by the customer, that is called as the quality. So now our topic is quality by design. So quality by design is telling us it is a systemic approach by which it help us to develop the different parameters, like it help us to determine or predefine our objective. It also emphasizes about the product and its process, and also it help us to determine the or develop the process control as well as the science of quality risk management. If we can design or develop the proper manner about the objective, product, process control as well as the quality risk management, then only we can inbuilt the quality to the product. So that is more important. That is how the quality by design is telling that you have to develop a proper objective, what you want for your product, what kind of features you want, what kind of properties you want to a product which will be acceptable by the customer, and according to the features we have to design our product as well as the process. And to maintain its quality, to maintain its features, we have to go for the process control, by which we can have a complete hold on the method and the process. And the final, the last one is risk management. That is more important. What kind of risk maybe it will arise during this process, that is more important. That's why the quality risk management also is more important. So coming to this definition of this quality by design, we can say that it is an enhance the assurance of safe, effective drug supply to the consumer, and also offer a promise to significant improve manufacturing quality performance. So in one sentence, if you will say the quality by design, it assures us about the safety of the product, about the effective supply of the product, as well as it giving a offers a promise that to improve the manufacturing quality improvement, as well as gradually we can improve the product performance. That is called as the quality by design. In another definition by the Wikipedia, if you can see about the quality by design, it can tell that it is a concept of first outline by the quality expert. The quality expert means those who are the culture or the committee who will design or who will inbuilt or who will input the product features according to the customer need, and they will plan an outline that is called as the quality by design. So now the thing is that where this quality by design is useful. So normally if you will see, the quality by design is useful in each and every industry wherever the any type of product, that may be a pharma product or maybe a non-pharma product, is going to be prepared. But overall what it is saying that quality by design is a principle which has been used in advanced product and process in quality in industry, and mainly it is preferable on the automotive industry. So this quality by design is supported or it is more preferable by the ICH. So in case of ICH, Q8 state that to identify the quality, it cannot be tested on the product. Then what you have to do? The quality should be inbuilt into the product by design. That means here what it is telling, we should not prepare a product in normal way and finally we should not check the quality. We have to design our process, we have to design our product, we have to design our process control as well as the risk management in such a way that by which the quality will be inbuilt to the product, and after the completion of this product, final product, we can assure that the quality is already inbuilt into the product. So that's why what it is telling, the quality should be inbuilt into the product by design, which is called as the quality by design. Now what are the advantage of quality by design? You will get it. So first advantage is better understanding of the process. That means here what it is telling, you have to design a method in a such a way that it will be clear to all the personnel, those who are working, that what kind of properties or what kind of quality you are going to inbuild into the product. Next, less batch of failure, as we can tell that all the personnels are educated or well known about the method, about the process, about the product. So there is a very less chance for the failure of the product. More efficient and effective control. That means if it is well known to all the personnel, then the product will be more efficient as well as we have the better control over the method and process. And the last one is return on investment and cost saving. Definitely while you are going to reduce the less batch failure, definitely will get the more beneficial. So these are the 4 different advantages of this quality by design. So apart from this advantage, some other additional opportunities also you are getting from this quality by design. These are manufacturing changes within the approved design phase without further regulatory review. So nominally what you are doing, normal process if you will see about the before the quality by design, the product you used to prepare and finally you used to take this product for the approval. But here what you are doing, instead of going for the inspection of the product, what we will do, the method will be evaluated by the evaluator, the process will be evaluated by the evaluator, the parameters will be evaluated by the evaluators, and finally they will give us the approval by which further regulatory review will not be necessary on the final product. That means the final product, whatever you will prepare it, that will be approved by the authority without any problems. So by which what is the thing is that second is telling that it also help in the reduction of post approval submission. Definitely while we are going to take this method approval, process approval, by which we are indicating or we are telling that the quality will be inbuilt into the product. So that means we are going to reduce the post approval submission process. That means at the end of the product, at the final product it will come, we have to wait for so many times for the submission of the application, for the evaluation, for so many things. so that will be reduced. That means finally the product will be prepared, the quality is already inbuilt, then we can send into the market without any post approval inspection or approvals. Next, better innovation due to ability to improve the process without resubmission. So here what it is telling, the pre-approval process for the method or the process is helping us to go for better innovation, because here he is giving some design space. That means some kind of variations, some kind of changes we can do according to our experience, according to our quality of the product, which will not be necessary for the post approval, which is not required any kind of approval after the product. So by which what it indicating that we can go for better innovation. The personnel, those who are working, or the expert committee, those who are working, they can give their inputs for development of the product. Next, it is more efficient for the technology transfer to manufacturing. When it is the product or the process is method is well understanding by all the personnel, then definitely it will be easy to transfer the technology transfer for the manufacturing. Now, third is telling about the steps of quality by design. What are the different kind of steps we have to follow when we want to implement this quality by design, or that is called as the model for the quality by design. So first of all, what you have to do, you have to establish the project design. That means we have to fix our target, we have to fix our goal. That means what kind of features, what kind of ideal characteristics we want to inbuilt in our product. That things we have to do, that is called as the project design, or that is called as the establishment of the project design. Next, after establishing, then you have to go for define the market and customer to whom our product will target. That you have to define first, where we have to market our product, how we have to go for marketing, and what kind of customer we have to target. Then only we can fix our goal, we can fix our target. That is more important, to identify or to design or to define the market as well as the customer. Next, discover the market or customer with the societal need. So after identification or defining the market as well as the customer, then you have to find out the need of the customer, how they will be satisfied, what they are expecting from the manufacturer. Being a manufacturer, what we can give to them by which they will be satisfied, that we have to discover first. After discovering, develop the features of the new design that will meet the needs. So after deciding the features what we want to inbuilt to our product, then you have to develop our method, or you have to design our process by which we can input something by which the product features will be developed. Next, develop or redevelop the process to produce the features. Either you can design or you can develop a new method, or else we can redevelop our existing method by which we can input our features. Next, the last one is develop the process control to able to transfer a new design to operation. Process control is more important, as because I am telling, because when we are going to inbuilt a quality to our product, so throughout the manufacturing or throughout the process, how the quality will be maintained, that will be assured by the process control. So for this, what is telling, process control is more important, by which we can target our different variables which will have impact on the quality of the product. So that's why the process control is more important. So next, what is the target area of the quality by design? In which area normally the quality by design is targeting? So as I already told that ICH, International Conference on Harmonization, is promoting this quality by design. So the different statements are there of ICH which are changed after the implementation of quality by design. So let's have a look. First one is about the statement of Q8, quality series 8, that is called as the pharmaceutical development. So in this pharmaceutical development, the past statement was data transfer or variable output. The past statement, what they used to tell, that the data will be designed by the higher authority or by the R&D cell, and it will be given to the manufacturing or production area. According to their data, they will do the process each and everything step by step without using their knowledge or user inputting any kind of efficient effort. Just they will do the physical work. But now what it is still in QVT present is knowledge transfer. science based knowledge or consistent output. So here what they are telling, instead of giving the data, don't give the data, you give them the knowledge. The knowledge will be transferred from the R&D cell to the production area, by which the production area people, they will be work with a technically, with a efficiently or effort, which will help us to maintain a consistency output of the quality. Next, quality risk management, that is called as the Q9. Quality risk management is telling that the past is used, however poorly defined. The risk management or the risk factors are already predefined and designed, that will be handed over to the working area. But here what it is telling, the present is telling opportunity to use the structured process thinking change. That means you have to think it that what kind of problem you may face and how to overcome it. That is the thing, is difference will come due to the knowledge transfer. You can think that what kind of precautions we can take for the risk management. Next, pharmaceutical quality system. Pharmaceutical quality system, that is Q8, Q10. Pastly it was called as the GMP checklist. The process what you have to do, you will get one checklist one by one. You have to see that yes, these are the things you have to do it. But now what it is telling, quality system across the product life cycle, quality risk management. That means throughout this thing it will be developed, it will be changed. How to improve the quality, how you can check the quality, how you can give the best by which the quality it will be improved. Okay, they can, that is more innovative now, we can tell. Next, development and manufacture of drug substance, that is Q11. In the previous, it is completely fixed, no one can change it, no one can do any kind of alteration during the manufacturing. But now here what it is telling, that is called as the adjustable within design space. One specific limits will be given instead of a particular value. This limits, according to this limit we can change it, we can do the changes according to which the quality may be improved. So that is called as the quality system. The simple example what I will tell about the design space. So let it be example is that suppose in a method it is mentioned that the product will be heated at 60 degrees centigrade, then after heating the 60 degrees centigrade the product, so chemical B it will be added. But instead of that particular specific temperature, here the quality by design it will indicate that a range of the temperature. That means the product it will be heated in between 50 to 70 degrees centigrade. After that the product chemical B it will be added. That means it giving a some space to the working personnel to think that whether he is to heat the product up to 50 degree or 55 degree 60 degree. That means according to his knowledge, according to the knowledge transfer, he will think of something innovative, that what temperature will be suitable. That may be 55, maybe 60, maybe 65, maybe 70, but it should be within that limit. It should not be more than 70 outside the limit, or that maybe should not be less than 50. That means that should not be below the limit. So that is called as the design space, where you are giving a probability or you are giving a chance to work with their own knowledge, think something innovative. These are the different areas where the quality by design is targeting. Now, what are the key aspects of quality by design? What are the parameters where you are going to target if you want to inbuild the quality to our product? So first one is that is target the product profile. We have to think about the product profile first, then followed by critical quality attributes, then it will move to risk assessment, then it will move to design space, then it will move to control strategy, then finally it will goes to life cycle management. So here you can see the arrow mark, it is going in a such a way. After this life cycle management, again it will be recycled and it will goes to critical quality attributes, where you will rethink it if any problems or how we can improve the process. That is called as the continuous improvement. Life cycle management is helping us to go for the continuous improvement in the process, in the product, by which we can inbuild or we can innovate or we can input some more quality to our product. So now we'll see one by one how we are going to target it. So these are called as the key aspect. We'll see the different kind of key aspect of quality by design. So now first, that is target the product quality profile. So what is this quality profile? First we have to see. So product quality profile is deal with the prospective and dynamic summary of the quality characteristic of drug product that ideally will be achieved. That means, as I already told, that we have to develop our target, our goal, our features in the product, or this is called as the thing. So here what is telling, what kind of target we have, that is called as the product quality profile deals. That means it is a prospective and dynamic summary of the quality what we want to achieve in our product. That is called as the target, the product quality profile. That profile you have to target first. How we can improve the quality? What are the parameters you have to think it? What are the variables you have to target by which the quality it will be improved? Next, the product safety and efficacy should be considered during define the quality. That is more important. When you are discussing about the pharmaceutical product, safety and efficacy is more important point, or the parameters we have to think while you are thinking about the quality or about the development of product. So now this quality attribute, sorry, this product quality profile, what it is telling, which area you have to target, or what are the area you have to consider if you want to improve the quality or if you want to improve the safety and efficacy. So the parameter to be considered is, first one is dosage form. What kind of dosage form it will be suitable? As we know that there are the different the dosage forms are there, very like solid, liquid, semi-solid. Apart from that, nowadays also there are so many novel drug delivery systems are coming, like liposomes, neosomes, or targeted drug delivery system, like some novel drug delivery system like floating, mucoadhesive. There are so many techniques, so many approaches are there for this dosage form. So you have to think that which type of dosage form will be suitable for our drug. Next, route of administration. That is also more important. Depending on the properties of the drug, we are going to use it. Depending on the condition of the patient, we have to decide that whether it will be suitable for solid dosage form or about your intravenous dosage form, like parenteral product. Next, about the strength, dose. What is the strength you have to give? Release kinetic, how it will be work within the body, that you have to important. You have to think what are the parameters it will affect to the drug properties inside the body. Therapeutic effect, drug product quality criteria, pharmaceutical elegance, and evaluation parameter. That is more important about this evaluation parameter, because without the evaluation we cannot assure the quality of the product. So these are the main profile or quality profile we have to target first if you want to inbuild the quality in our product by the quality by design. Next, critical quality attributes, or that is called as CQA. So what is this critical quality attributes? Attributes means what is telling, these are the parameter which we have to target first by which we can improve the quality. That is called as the physical, chemical, biological or microbiological properties or characteristics that should be within an appropriate limit, range or distributed to ensure the desired product quality. That is more important, as we know that the physical properties, chemical properties, biological properties as well as the microbiological properties more important in the pharmaceutical product. That should be within the limit, we should be acceptable by the authority or by the within the limit, then only it will be distributed and it should be more efficient and more effective. Whenever we are telling that pharmaceutical product, we are telling that whatever the quality you are going to inbuild it, the main parameter is safety and efficacy. So if all these parameters or the attributes will be within the limits and it should be acceptable range will be there, then only we can tell that the desired quality we can inbuild it. Next, apart from that also some other product knowledge like laboratory, non-clinical and clinical experiences with specific product quality attributes like risk assessment. The key making of this risk assessment, that is more important. That is you have to go for it, then only you can go for proper process control. Without the risk assessment, that is not possible. Next, CQA are also essential aspect of manufacture the control strategy. Like it should be identified in the stage 1 of process validation and process design. That what are the parameter you have to control properly, then only which is having the direct impact on the quality. That is you have to check it. Then only you will go for this CQA quality, critical quality attributes. During the stage acceptable limits, baseline and data collection and measurement protocol should be established. So now the thing is that already we have fixed the parameter which we want to check it. Already we have some knowledge about the product. Already we fixed some control. But what about the limit of acceptance, what about the baseline minimum value, what about the data collection, how we are going to collect the data, what about the analysis, about the measurement of protocol. That is more important. Here it is telling that you have to target first. These are called as the quality attributes. That means if these things are the small things which will be directly impact on the quality. Next, data from design process, that is data collected during the production and should be kept by the manufacturer, and it will be evaluated by the product quality and process control department. So here what is telling, collection of data, like collection of data collection during the manufacturing process or after the manufacturing, and it should be preserved by the manufacturer, and it should be periodically evaluated by the product quality and process control department to assure the quality of the product. So these are the different kind of quality attributes which are directly giving the impact on the quality of the product. So that's why these are the different attributes, or these are the different parameters you have to target first only at the initial stage of the product development or the process development while you are going for the manufacturing by the quality by design. Then only you can think about the quality in the final product. Next, this critical process parameter, or that is called as CPPS. It is defined as a parameter which variability have an impact on CQA. That means here what is telling, this CPS what is telling, CPPS what is telling, that it is a control which you have to target first and which having direct impact on the CQA. That's why here what is telling, the process robustness is defined as the ability of the process to demonstrate the acceptable quality. So this is the process what is telling, that it will give us the process that how we are going to accept it, what kind of features we want, about its performance and about its tolerate variability. All these inputs you have to think. Next, process analytical technology. These are the terms which is more important in these quality attributes. Process analytical technique, that is called as the PAT, is used to measure the critical process parameter and critical quality attributes. So that means how it is helping us, we will see. The PAT is facilitate the measurement of quantitative production variables in real time and allow to assess the relevant manufacturing feedback. So here what is doing, during the manufacturing, this PAT is allowing us to go for this quantitative measurement, and he is giving us the feedback about the manufacturing, and it also helping us to design the process to generate a process qualification, like to which will help us to meet the target goal or goal. Next is about the risk assessment. As I already told, that if you want to involve the quality, then risk assessment is more important. You have to think about the risk assessment, what kind of problem you have to identify it, you have to categorize it. So here what is telling, quality risk management is a systemic process for assessment, control, communication and review of risk to the quality of the drug product across the product life cycle. So throughout the life cycle, you have to think, you have to design, you have to identify, you have to assess it, how you can control the process, how you can control the quality, and how you can avoid the problems like risk. That all these things you have to, it should be done. So that's why here what is telling, the risk assessment, the diagram you can see, or you can see when scrolling pointer. So risk assessment, it will be identified first, then it will be categorized, then it will qualify, yes, this is the risk and how we can prevent it, then risk response, what kind of response we have to do it, then it will go for documentation, then it will again it will be rotated. So here what is telling, risk assessment is more important if you want to go for QVD by quality, sorry, quality by QVD. The initial list of the potential parameter which can be affect the CQA can be quite extensive, but can be reduced by the quality risk management. So the parameters which are directly giving impact on the quality, or which will may affect on the CQA quality attributes, so that can be controlled or it can be reduced by this quality risk assessment. So this quality risk assessment is mainly help us to reduce the cost, definitely when it is saving our method, when it is saving our product from the failure, so it will reduce the cost and increase the efficiency. It will improve the product quality finally. So now this is called as the design space. So design space, what it is telling, this is nominally the space which you are providing to a personnel, those who are working, to think something innovative. We are utilizing the brain, or we are utilizing the knowledge of the personnel, those who are working in the production area and the proper manufacturing area, by which the quality can be improved, that is called as the design space. So ICH Q8 series states that the design space is a multi-dimensional combination. It is a combination of all these things like interaction of input variables like materials attributes, process parameters, and all these provide quality, which will help us to provide the quality assurance of quality. That means which will help us to or which will assure the quality by design space. So that is a combination of all these things like product inputs like material attributes as well as the process, or we can tell that it is about the material and process. So working within the design space is not considered as a change. When you are giving a range of the design, then within this range they can work. So it will not be considered as a any changes. If a personnel is going outside the design space or movement out of the design space will be considered as a changes, and which will be necessate to initiate the regulatory post approval. Otherwise, once the method it will be approved by the regulatory body and you are going to do within this work or within this limit, then the post approval process is not necessary. But once you are going to deviate from this, or if you are going to move it from outside, then it will initiate the post regulatory approval process. That is called as the design space. So you can see this diagram here, it is telling that. So this is the design knowledge space, that means you have the control complete knowledge. This is the control that within the limit baseline. So this yellow area it is giving the design space. Within this we can work, we can utilize your knowledge somewhat, you can control it, and you have to give, if you are working within this limit, then the post approval process it will not initiate. If you are going to above this or below this, then only it will initiate the regulatory process. So that's why what is telling, quality by design can be implement, or it will inbuild the quality into the product during the process itself by the design space, because here you are going to utilize the brain of the personnel or the workers, those who are working, and we are allowing them to think something innovative. Next, control strategy. Without the control strategy, the complete process is incomplete. So control strategy is defined as a planned set of control derived from the current product and process understanding that assure the process performance and product quality. So here what is telling, the parameters of the variables which are directly impact on the quality, that thing you have to identify it, you have to plan it, and you have to control in a such a way that which will assure us the quality, or it will help us to maintain the performance of the quality. So that's why control strategy is more important, to have a proper control over the method or the process. The ability to evaluate and ensure the quality in process and final product based on the process data, which typically include a valid combination of measured material attributes and process control. So here what is telling, it is a combination or integration part of this, like ensure evaluation, like in during the in process and the final product, that is more important, which will help us to control the complete method by which we can inbuild the quality. Next, control strategy. Control strategy, what is telling, it can include by the following element. How we can include it, that is procedural control, you have to control on the method. In process control, during the process itself you have to go for evaluation, you have to control, that is lot release testing, process monitoring, characterization testing, compatibility testing, stability testing. All these things are more important if you want to have a proper control on your method or the process. That is control strategy, which is more important if you want to maintain the quality throughout the process. Now life cycle management. So this quality by design is main process changes within the design space will not require any kind of repair proposal. As already I told that the quality by design is indicating that if you are working within this design space, then post approval or review is not necessary. But here what is, therefore the process improvement during this manufacturing or during the product life cycle, definitely, because when we are going to utilize the brain of many people, we are going to think allow them to think innovative, and it will be implemented during the manufacturing cycle. So in some cases, to go for process improvement post approval also it is necessary when you are going to input something, that is called as the life cycle management. So this is about the quality by design, how we can build a quality in our product, and which is not necessary to evaluate it, to check it at the final stage or final product. So why this quality by design? What kind of different approaches or benefits you will get? So here what you can see, that high level of assurance. Definitely the method itself, we are going to validate it, we are going to get the approval, so definitely it will provide us the high level of assurance. Improve product by process designing and understanding. Quality risk management in manufacturing, we are going to assess all these risks and we are going to have a control on it. Monitoring, tracking and trending the product and process, we are going to have a proper monitoring over the method. Streamline the post approval manufacturing and streamline the regulatory process. As already I told you that the quality by design is helping us to decrease, or it will eliminate the post approval process or post submission process. So cost saving and efficiency of the industry, because definitely after the final preparation of product, it is no need to wait for the approval. Directly once the product will be ready, it will be going to the market, so it will be more beneficial. Cost saving, increase the efficiency, minimize the elimination of potential compliance actions like post approval. If any kind of problems it will arise, maybe the product it will be fail, such kind of activity will be eliminated. Facilitate some innovation, because you are going to knowledge, transfer the knowledge by which the personnel, those who are working, they can think over this and they can think innovative and more efficient regulatory, because you have the control regulatory, like before the starting of the production and after the starting of the production. So this all about this quality by design. That means how we can inbuilt a quality of a product during the manufacturing itself, or we can inbuilt a product quality into the product during the manufacturing process, which will give a most efficient and more effective method, that is called as the quality by design. So these are my reference from where I have collected my total PowerPoint presentation. So hope my video will help you to gain some knowledge about the quality by design, like how you can inbuild it. Don't forget to subscribe my channel, that is Edu Knowledge Hub. If you are having any doubt, you can write in the comment section, or else you can directly contact with me to my mail ID, that is dharmaji.patnaik@gmail.com. Don't forget to subscribe and like my channel. Thank you.